Hello, I'm Jacob. This is the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors, and today I want to give you my first impressions of the Khukri House Thamel Kukri Freaks Worldwide Edition Kukri. That's a mouthful. This thing's absolutely a beast. We'll get on to talking about the blade, handle, and overall impressions in just a moment. And I'll give you the specs in just a moment. But I want to say real quick, this is a limited edition knife. It is still available on the website. So we're going to focus less on what I think about this Kukri's performance and more on the fit, finish, and quality of the Khukri, since I don't know how long it will be available for. The Kukri Freaks Worldwide Khukri from Khukri House Thamel has a blade length of 10 inches, a spine thickness of about a half an inch, an overall length of 15 inches. The blade steel is 5160. The weight is 30 ounces, almost 2 pounds, and the cost is about $85 before shipping. Let's talk about the blade on this beast. This thing is almost a half of an inch thick at the spine. This is hard to put into words, but the best way that I can explain to you what I'm feeling with my hand is I feel like if I hit someone with the back of this knife, it would cave in their skull. Now it is a hidden tang, which is more about the handle, but what that has to do with the blade is that you have this big belly, you have all of this forward weight, and then a lighter weight handle. This thing has a lot of weight forward, but it doesn't necessarily feel sluggish in hand. This blade is a monster. For the handle, as I mentioned, it is a rat tail hidden tang, but unlike a lot of Nepalese kukris that I've had experience with in the past, it is not only pinned at the base and glued, but it is also double pinned, and it does have a lanyard hole. Also, unlike a lot of other kukris that I've had in the past, there's no sharp edges. So you have this ring here that's very traditional for Nepalese kukris, and that is to keep the kukri from sliding down in your grip and cutting your hand instead of having a guard. And I'll say right now that when done properly, I love this design. I do not think that my hand's going to be slipping up on this knife, and I also foresee no issues with hot spots here. And also, since this knife is so well made and pinned, I don't foresee issues with the handle coming loose. This is one of the most secure Nepalese rat tail tangs that I've ever had the pleasure to own. So the overall impressions that I have on this knife are less important than the fit in the finish. Since I don't know how long the specific kukri will be available, if I can show you how high quality their fit and finish is, especially for all being done by hand with absolutely primitive equipment, that will go a lot longer ways than talking about this specific knife. It's very hard to show on camera, but one thing that impresses me to a huge degree is all of these Nepalese kukris have a zero grind. They don't have a micro bevel like we're used to here in the United States. And this edge, for having such a thick spine and a big belly, it's really hard to keep that edge perfectly straight. And not only is this edge perfectly straight, but it's very thin. And that is something that is very, very difficult to find from Nepalese houses. And that is something that makes maintenance of this blade much easier. So my overall impressions of this blade, the sheath, even the chakmak and karda here, usable, sharp, thin. Rat tang with exposed tang through the base, so it goes all the way through. Beautiful construction. This knife is a work of art, and it sells for the same price as inferior kukris from other houses. So I'm going to put a link to the website where you can get Khukri House Thamal kukris. And right now, they are literally one of 2 kukri houses that I recommend. And I am considering myself doing projects with them in the future on some of my designs, because I am so impressed with what I have here and with the price. So again, in the description box below, I'll not only put a link to Khukri House Thamal, but I will also put a link to this specific knife, because when I looked today, it was still up there on the website. Guys, I think that you really need to check this out. You're going to see this knife go up against a lot of other kukris from Nepal and from America. I think that you're really going to like it, and I think that the full review of this knife is going to be mind-blowing. So stick around. Please subscribe to see more. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please give these guys a visit, because bang for the buck on a handmade forged knife that's done right, which has been my problem in the past with Nepalese kukris, was they weren't done right. Bang for the buck is extremely high, and you'll get an experience that's unlike anything that you're going to get in the United States. Experiencing one of these kukris is completely different than any other knife experiences that you're going to have. So, check them out. I hope that you have a blessed day, and I look forward to talking to you.